Mauricio Pochettino still Real Madrid's #1 choice to replace under fire Zinedine Zidane. Real Madrid are ready to make a fresh approach for Mauricio Pochettino. The Spanish Giants will make the Tottenham boss their #1 target if they decide to replace Zinedine Zidane this season. Real Madrid boss Zidane guided his team into second place in La Liga on Sunday after a win at Sevilla, but it was the Champions League defeat at Paris Saint-Germain last week which is the big concern at the Bernabeu. Zidane is already under some pressure and it is understood they will go for Pochettino if he gives them any indication that he would be interested. Pochettino signed a 5-year contract in 2018 and has recently reiterated his commitment to the club amid speculation over his long-term future. But that is unlikely to dissuade Real Madrid, who have gone for Pochettino in the past, and club president Florentino Perez remains a big fan. There have been concerns among Spurs fans that Pochettino, who guided them to last season's Champions League final, was frustrated by last summer's transfer window and therefore may be tempted away. Pochettino remains one of the most sought-after managers in world football, which also guarantees that Tottenham will be determined to keep him to his lucrative £8.5 million a year contract. Real Madrid were impressed by Pochettino reaching last season's Champions League final and believe that would be proof of his credentials as big-name appointment. Spurs have won just 2 of their opening 6 Premier League matches this season, suffering a 2-1 reverse at Leicester on Saturday. Pochettino's men are 10 points off league leaders Liverpool, who beat them in last season's Euro final. Manchester United have made contact with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract for the midfielder. Pogba's deal has 2 years left to run, while United have an option to extend that stay by a further year. United have opened preliminary talks over a new contract that would likely bump up his current £144,000 a week wage, which is bolstered by $6.5 million in image rights and loyalty payments over the course of the deal. Sergio Ramos claims Real Madrid can sort out his contract extension in 5 minutes if they are willing to do so. The Real Madrid captain was included for the 10th time in his career in FIFA's World 11 along with club teammates Marcelo, Eden Hazard and Luka Modric, and the defender, who is tied to Los Blancos until June 2021, attended the award ceremony in Milan. He reportedly told Onda Cero Radio, "I'm contracted to Real Madrid and I have 1.5 years left on my contract." Real Madrid captain Sergio Ramos responds to José Mourinho claims. Sergio Ramos said he is not interested in reports linking his ex-manager José Mourinho with a return to Real Madrid as the pressure continues to mount on Zinedine Zidane. The Frenchman has not overly impressed during his second spell at the club, despite the fact Madrid are currently joint top of La Liga, and speculation has already surfaced claiming he may not be in the Spanish capital much longer. Mourinho is seen as the most likely candidate to step in if Zidane does eventually leave. But speaking after his side's 1-0 win over Sevilla on Sunday, Ramos said he is not thinking about it. Despite the two men having an up-and-down relationship during his time at the Bernabeu, Madrid will be hoping to continue the positivity from their win over Sevilla when they host Osasuna on Wednesday night ahead of a derby with cross-city rivals Atletico at the weekend. Barca stars lose confidence in Valverde. A number of Barcelona players have begun to lose confidence in coach Ernesto Valverde following the club's disappointing start to the season. Various sources have told ESPN, Saturday's surprise 2-0 loss to Granada signaled Barca's worst start to a top-flight season in Spain in 25 years. They have lost 2 of their opening 5 matches and have just 7 points on the board. The squad flew back to Barcelona straight after the game and will return to training on Sunday. The post-mortem into what happened at Granada and why they were so comfortably beaten will begin then. Valverde took responsibility for the defeat in his post-match news conference, with sources telling ESPN that part of the squad has been left disappointed with the side's performances away from Camp Nou this season, especially the display at the Estadio Nuevo Los Carmenes this weekend. Barca opened the campaign with a 1-0 defeat at Athletic Bilbao and were then held to a 2-2 draw by Osasuna. They also drew 0-0 at Borussia Dortmund midweek in the Champions League and are without a win in 7 away games, which includes the painful 4-0 reverse at Anfield against Liverpool in the Champions League semi-final that knocked them out. Valverde has maintained the players' support, pointing to the fact that he was excellent in terms of managing the dressing room, despite shortcomings in Europe during his 2 years in charge. The loss against Roma in his first year was labeled an anomaly, with La Liga and the Copa del Rey sewn up after that loss in Italy. The loss to Liverpool in his second season in the dugout led to the first real doubts about the former Athletic coach. One source close to the dressing room told ESPN after the Granada defeat, "The team is playing without intensity and they're not creating anything." Sources close to Barca president Josep Maria Bartomeu have told ESPN that he is not someone who loses his nerve or who makes impulsive decisions. Valverde has a contract until 2021 and it would take a prolongation of the club's current form to lead to the drastic measure of sacking him. Valverde has been without a number of his best players so far this season due to injury. Luis Suarez only returned to fitness last week against Valencia, while Lionel Messi is yet to start a game. The Argentines appeared as a substitute in each of Barca's last 2 outings after recovering from a calf injury. Ousmane Dembele has not featured since getting injured in the opening day loss to Athletic, which has led to chances for Barca B forward Carlos Perez and 16-year-old Ansu Fati. Aware that a lot has to change for Barca to turn things around and get the fans back on board,